What's up, lady?
Sup?
Anything special today?
Nope. Just a regular old Monday.
Regular old Monday. Just why did I get you flowers?
That's what I'm wondering.
need you
Did
to
you
re-
do something
I need
that
you to
you're trying to atone for?
Atone for. I coveted at Albertsons the set of flowers. Happy 8 years.
Cheers.
Of
8 years.
Happy 8 years of. I want to put another adjective in there, but happy 8 years of great to me years. I don't know to you.
No comment.
No comment.
Yeah, 8. It feels like less, but also feels like more.
Less is more, huh?
It's one of those.
What do you think? It feels less because it's so much has happened, or do you think less because like
It's just like time? It's like the cliche, time flies. It just sometimes it feels like we just got married a couple years ago.
Yeah.
And then other times I'm like, man, it feels like we've been married for like we've just always been married.
That's the thing. To me,
I feel like my life didn't start until we got married, so that's why it's felt like we've been married for a long time.
First of all, aw. Second of all, no, I completely agree. I mean, we spoke about, well, to my point, you always tease me because I'm really bad with dates, and like the period of time. So like I'm always like if you asked me, I would be like probably 10 years. That's how long we've been married. You know, not because it sounds like a decade or it feels like a decade, but it's because I feel like so much
has happened. Yeah.
Well, I think it's a great way to have you put it. Like my life didn't begin until we got married, and it feels like I've done a lot in my life. You know what I mean?
And so all of that was during the time we've been married. I don't have as many milestones, I guess, before marriage.
Mm-hmm. We
just
also
like, I'm a teenager, and before that it was just being a kid. So yeah.
Do you enjoy? Do you have like some people have like their fondest memories when they were younger? Like youth and you know, you moved to Seattle with your girlfriends.
I know people. Well, I know. Yeah, people want to say, "Oh, the college days," or I don't have that. No. I feel like I said, I feel like it started once we got married, and granted, we did get married younger.
I was 25, right?
No,
I was 24.
Barely.
I became my dad at 25.
Yeah, you were barely 24 because your birthday is the 8th, and we got married the
17th.
Good job. High five. Yeah.
That's I got Roman numerals right here.
I can't look at mine.
Yeah, you got your shoulders. It's funny, people always go like, oh, you got your anniversary tattooed on your arm, on your bicep. I bet it's hard to forget. I was like, yeah, but
who knows Roman numerals?
It's like I have to like do like cross multiply then divide. You know.
So really, it's not really helping you at all.
That's 5. Okay.
What's a V? V's 5.
V.
What's X?
V for vendetta.
Yeah. So, what was I saying?
Well, yeah. I just asked you if you feel like you had those glory days.
Oh,
or
yeah.
like
I don't. No, I didn't.
We have a friend of ours. We're not going to disclose her name, but they have a great, fantastic marriage. Like they have, well, at least in our eyes, they do. Maybe he beats her. Who knows? Sorry, that was a little domestic violence joke there. been working on that one for a minute. Feeling out the crowd, but
feeling out the crowd. What do you think?
Nope. It's 0 for 3.
Silent, yeah.
0 for 3 crickets all the time. And they always get compliments that they share with us, like how good of a marriage or example they are. But I remember she said like, oh, remember when because they were dating when they were, you know, I think in college or something like that. And she was like, I miss those days of like what's the proper word? Is it like not the mysticism, but like the adventure and the unknown or something like that. That's what it felt like the way she described it. And I have a theory on that. I have a theory why perhaps we don't. I mean, I'm speaking for myself because I don't want to put words in your mouth. But I have a theory that the reason why I don't experience that is because we somehow had this. I don't know if we ever sat down and talked about this, but we like almost had this like pact that we agreed on to like constantly take care of each other, like ourselves, and keep the excitement kind of alive. I don't know, like not to get settled, like not to settle and get comfortable in.
Let yourself go.
Let yourself go. I guess that's the best way to kind of put it.
I agree.
Yeah,
I agree with that. Yeah, and I also feel like we've had so many fun adventures, and that's why I say I feel like my life started when we got married, because before that it was just like hanging out, and it was always like something was missing, and then we got married, and I feel like it's almost like this was our glory days, because we started having these fun adventures and doing stuff together. And so to me it was like this is it.
Yeah. I to the point of like letting ourselves go, and I don't want to put the definition of letting ourselves go as a definition like a physicality. Like I don't think we're grading on that.
Just in general,
I think the attitude, you know what I mean, and the feeling. Here's a prime example, and I just thought about this. So I gave you flowers like 30 minutes ago, 20 minutes ago.
It was like 10 minutes ago.
Again, I'm bad with time.
It's
like Beckham when he tells us like last year or yesterday. He's like, remember like a couple of years ago, or like.
I was like, that was yesterday.
That was yesterday, dude. Remember last year? Dude, that was this lunchtime. You don't know space and time.
Yes. But you're cute, so it's okay.
But I was thinking, I first of all, I was not planning on getting you flowers. Oh, there you go. Okay.
I don't know what to do with that.
Well, no.
I'll just take it.
No, well, okay. So because we celebrated our anniversary last week.
Yeah, exactly. So that was
and we
our
did the whole fancy dinner and outing and all that stuff.
And Mr. Build It covered the tab.
Yeah, sure. Shout out Mr. Build It. But it was, as a guy, I have that in the back of my mind. It's like, well, we already celebrated it. What's the point? In fact, we celebrated it on a Monday or Tuesday?
Last Monday. So 1 week ago.
And then a week later, here we are, the official date. And you kind of go, sure, we'll do an Instagram thing because it marks this date. But what's the point of really kind of going, big hurrah about it? But then I remembered some of our friends. You said some of the gal friends of yours that they don't receive flowers on Valentine's Day, or not Valentine's Day, on their anniversary, or even Valentine's Day for that matter. And I kind of thought to myself as I was driving from the hardware store, I was driving and I was thinking to myself, okay, 8 years. What if you stop doing this right now? I'm sure she's going to be cool about it. Like, I'm sure she's not going to give you a stink eye or anything.
I legitimately didn't know why you got me flowers.
For a second?
I was like, why is he?
Well, that's the thing.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I knew that, kind of based off your attitude and the fact that we did have a really nice anniversary where we spent the money together on one another. I was like, but then I was like, if I don't do this now, then what's going to happen to my mentality next year and the year after that? And my fear, and we've spoke about this before, previous occasions, about how cautious we are about allowing bitterness to come into this marriage, because I feel like bitterness is what separates people from
and that
gets better or bitter
slowly and gets
So I got you flowers.
Thanks, babe.
Now lay off of me.
No, you want me to lay on you.
Oh yeah. Lay on me. Lay on this.
But yeah, I mean, it was cute. I wasn't really even expecting them, so it was a cute gesture. But I agree. It's like when you, it's not the act of actually getting flowers and you're like, ooh, I got you flowers. It's the mentality behind it, saying, I want to do something for her.
Sure. What do flowers? I actually was thinking about this earlier this morning. What do flowers do for girls? Like, I get it if it's in the earlier stages of a relationship. It's like holding hands.
I think it depends on your love language. So for me, I just love, to me, it's the meaning behind it. Like you going out of your way and saying, I thought about you. And so like, honestly, if you would have got me anything, I would have been like, that's so
like a
sweet.
cup of coffee kind of thing?
Yeah. Like
really?
when you give me a cup of coffee, yes, the same thing. But I think for some, if a girl's love language is gifts, then flowers mean a lot more to her than maybe a different. Like to me, my love language is, mostly quality.
Sex. Almost.
Yes.
Coitus.
Quality time and physical touch, right? Those are probably mine biggest ones. And I feel like they fluctuate as we have different seasons. But I feel like gifts have never been like a huge one for me, like to receive. And so I love getting stuff, and I love that you have, like, to me it means that you've thought about it and that it's like a gesture, the gesture behind it. But obviously flowers for some women mean a lot more.
Okay, so if
the gift receivers, I think, love it.
Gift receivers. Because, okay, correct me if I'm wrong, but like, I don't feel like you get as excited for flowers as a guy would imagine a girl to be excited about flowers.
I mean, I was way more excited about you getting me a car. That's for sure.
Sure. And I'll tell you what, there's a big difference in price tag. Yes. You know, but I can't keep getting a new car every year. This is hard. No, but like, you strike me as someone that, like, if I got you something that you really enjoy, like, for example,
exactly.
Like,
so like
if I got you,
I like coffee and I like
right, no, but like I guess what I'm going with, like, if I got you a gift, like, okay, for example, let's say I got you that Apple Watch for the anniversary. That's like a Christmas gift kind of thing, right? I could see somebody getting excited, but flowers to me, and I think to majority of the guys, they're such an empty thing that you get it, and yes, they're pretty, and you put it in, like, that's why I'm always like,
well, that's why, like, you've over the years you've like gotten me. You got me a cactus. You got me succulents. So I've liked that because those are the things you can
water stay for a while.
Keep. But I don't know. I think for me it's the gesture behind it.
The gesture.
They're pretty, and I know they're gonna die, but they're just so pretty. You know, girl, and I can't speak for everybody, but it's also, we have this thing about just pretty things.
Pretty things
makes us happy.
And do they make you guys happy? And you feel free to get into the mind of the majority of the girls, but like, do they?
I feel like I'm so different from majority of girls, though, that I can't get into the mindset.
Well, but like, do you feel like, in theory, that okay, yes, it's a proven statement. Girls like pretty things, sure. But do you think when the girls get those pretty, let's say, flowers, how long does that excitement excitement sticks around?
I mean, that's what
I feel like it's a snap of a thing. Hey, I got you flowers.
This is so cute. Cool. I love it. And then,
and then like, excitement's over.
Then they die.
And then they die. Like there's not like.
But to me, but it also goes back to, obviously, you thought of me and thought of the flowers, went to the store and got him thinking of me. And so even though it's such a short-lived, like, oh, these are so pretty, I'm going to put them in a vase, they're going to stay alive for a couple days. But to me personally, it makes me want to go, okay, I want to get him something, or I want to do something for him. So it's like this back and forth.
So
is there something you want in particular?
I don't know, a nice new car would be nice.
Oh, I was going a different direction.
Oh, yeah. But in the nice new car.
I haven't broken it in yet.
Yeah.
I guess.
Interesting. So you would 100% feel you would 100% feel comfortable going on record saying that if I was to get you, like, for the 9th and 10th year anniversary, you would feel as excited for a grande iced almond milk latte, your go-to drink, as you would for flowers.
I would.
Do you feel
personally, me? I can't speak for any other woman out there.
Gals who are not, they have that, their love language is not they like getting gifts, but they're not necessarily, that's their love language. Like, maybe they're the quality time as well. People, do you feel like in theory they would agree with you on that statement?
I don't know. I can't say.
If you were to generalize all the women in this world. I want to see if I can get some people hating you.
Yes,
right now,
yeah.
on these
podcasts. Oh, she's so wrong. I'm quality time.
So what you're saying is all women are
every single woman out there in the world
is irrational. You've heard it, and then we'll do a clip of it. We'll do like a short clip.
Oh, like out of context?
Like out of context, like it's a social media clip where you're going like, I don't know, that's just me. Most women are crazy.
I agree, yeah.
And then we'll slice like the 3 minutes ago where you high-fived me like, amen.
Yeah.
You heard it live.
There you go, yeah. That's what she said.
Yeah. Now, why?
Although I love seeing like you walk in with flowers, honestly. But it's just that gesture behind it. What would you say you love that I do for you, like gifts wise, when I come with like coffee or what's
to
something?
Me, coffee is not as big of a deal. I like coffee, but you also know that I'll drink.
But you make coffee in the morning, so it's not as.
Yeah, okay. So we're talking about special.
Okay, going back to it, to me, it's a gesture behind me not asking you to do something, but you doing it.
But how often do I do that? I feel like I do that pretty often, where I do something.
You'll do something. Yeah, you do.
Like specifically stuff around the house, right? Like you don't have to ask me to do something. Yes. I'll just do it,
yeah, exactly. And I think that's what's meaningful to me is when it's like you just were thinking of me and thought like this would benefit her, or would be nice for me to get for her. And so it's always that meaning behind it.
Interesting. So for me, like what you would do for me, like coffee is great. And I think when I was working in the hospital where you would go super out of your way to go get me a coffee, that's a different story.
Yes, that's what I mean. When it's like out of your way.
Super out of your way. Not necessarily I'm coming home and you wanted coffee anyway, so you got me a coffee, which is nice. It's great on those moments that I needed a coffee. But oftentimes I need energy, and coffee's not necessarily 100% energy, right? Because if you're just worked out and you're working in the garage and you're just exhausted, coffee is just, it might be a placebo effect for a second. Right. But so at the hospital was when I was super out of the way. Now, like how that might look, I don't know. I think it's little things that are uncommon. Like, I think there was a time that you borrowed my truck and then you went and got it washed because you know how important like a clean vehicle is for me. Like, I'm pretty OCD about that. And so to me, it's like you found a thing that is like my love language. Yes, it's quality time, it's physical touch, but there's this like OCD factor that I have that gives me joy. Like when I see you planning something, or organizing something, I go like it gets me excited. I'm like, oh yeah, that there's ordering, and not chaos.
It's almost like, because I feel the same, and I feel like since we've been married, both of our love languages have we still have those ones, but I feel like acts of service has really stepped up.
Yeah.
On the list. So like,
yeah, for
me, I love sometimes like when I would come home and you would be doing the dishes as I would come home, and it would be like, that is amazing because it's something that makes your life a little bit easier. Yeah, and I think that's what it is. Like for you, the car thing,
right?
It's something that made your life a little bit easier, and it's something that you didn't have to do later.
That's true.
So you really appreciated it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, making your life a little bit easier. Yeah. No, I completely agree. I mean,
yeah, I feel like over time that one has been becoming like higher up on my list. Yeah, the acts of service.
I think it's a level of like a maturity. Like as we mature, our relationship matures with us. Marshall Erickson. So okay, then let me ask you this: what would you 8 years? What would you change about me? Like this is don't give me that like no nothing. I love you, babe. Don't say that. You're my sugar bunny.
That's too on the spot for me right now. I can't think of anything.
There's nothing you could be like, because I have an extensive list for that.
Okay, start.
No, I'm kidding. No, but like just we'll both answer that question. Like we'll both answer.
Well, you didn't give me time to think about it. I can't. This is a good thing because if I can't come up with anything on the spot, it's probably a good thing that I actually like dig deep in my brain to think of something that I...
Would six-pack abs make you happy? What would make you happy in this? Like, what would you change? More hair?
I think I wouldn't change anything, but I think the one thing I feel like the only ever time I've had a struggle with is when I feel like I've always in our family had to be like the mood lifter, and so that's what. But
I completely agree. You keep going. I completely agree.
Well, I will say though, I'll put a little asterisk in there that it's become a lot better in the last probably 6 months. But I do remember I had this time where I was like, so like if I wake up in a bad mood, the entire house is in a bad mood because your level of energy and excitement is based off of mine.
It's mirrored for sure.
Yes. And then yours and mine, the kids mirror that. And so like if I wake up not in a good mood, so there was a period of time where I just felt like I always had to be up and, what is the word I'm looking for?
Start juggling.
Yeah. I had to wake up and start juggling down the stairs and be.
Whoa, she's doing balloon animals.
Yeah. Look at me. Yeah. Like just be really just in a good mood and alert and awake. And it was, I just remember thinking like, this is hard. I can't do this all the time because we all have wake up in a bad mood or something happens and we're in a bad mood. And so I just remember you telling me one time you're like, your mood, my mood is based on your mood. So if you're in a bad mood, I'm going to be in a bad mood because slowly it like trickles down. And I always felt like I had to like lift everybody up.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say over the last maybe 6 months to a year, that has improved a lot. And I don't know what's changed. I wonder if
there's no baby in your stomach.
Yeah, maybe that 9 months
You're
ago. You're
not in your first semester of pregnancy.
Yeah. And I think your mindset has changed a lot in the last year.
I think you're being pretty gracious with how long it's been that it's been good. Because I feel like I know what you're talking about.
Well,
and I completely agree with it.
It used to be easier for me to do that with, one kid or two kids. And then with the busyness of both of our businesses and becoming pregnant, that's when it started getting a little bit hard for me to like always be up. When sometimes I just wanted to cry or sometimes I just wanted to have a bad day.
Yeah. No, I completely agree. And I completely acknowledge that about me. And I definitely recognize it. I would say it's probably on my part that I feel like I've been doing a better job is like in the last couple of months, not 6 months. You know what I mean?
I don't know. It's felt like a while already for me.
Right. Well, that's good. And I'm glad you're feeling it that way. But like, I know what you mean. Like sometimes I feel like, and we both have a lot on our plates, but like sometimes I feel like, okay, this is completely me being transparent and honest, but like during pregnancy, obviously you're not as busy. Then COVID hit, right? So again, your side of business is not that busy. Like the buck still stops at me at that point, right? Because it's like, okay, well,
you have to.
Thank God my business is not affected by it, right? Really thankful for it. But this other person in the family who hustles as well is not hustling right now, and by them. And I'm going to use a wrong term for this, and I don't mean it, but it's just the first thing that's coming to my mind. But like if that person's being a couch potato or something like that, right? Like an unmotivated person that's perhaps maybe feeling down or obviously pregnancy circumstances, totally get it. But like if they're being, we'll just pin it as a downer, again, wrong choice of words, but bear with me, people. It frustrates you because you feel like you're the only one on this hamster wheel of the grind, right?
Right.
And I think that's why, like,
and before we both were.
So we both like there'd be nights when I'd come home from like hanging out with my buddies, and you'd be on the computer, and I'd 10:45, 11, I'd give you a kiss, like, hey, I'm going to bed. And I'd wake up in the middle of the night, like at 2:00 to go to the bathroom, and I see that your side of the bed is you never even came in, and I'd go downstairs, and you're still at a computer. I'm like, what? It's like 3:00 in the morning, 4:00 in the morning, and like you. So that hustle, you respect. You go, oh, we're both in this trenches,
right? And
so if you were like, man, I slept so bad last night because I stayed up all night. You go, oh, I respect that. All right, player. All right, I'm watching. I see you. I see you doing your thing, keeping the streets straight. So then I kind of like compensate with that attitude with the kids and say, hey guys, chill. Leave mom alone. She's trying to nap, but whatever. But when I don't see that, again, for all the right reasons, right? You're pregnant and all that stuff. It's really difficult because like you're like, I just want to cuddle. Can we cuddle? I go, I gotta put out content because we gotta sit
on the couch right
do
now.
You want to be evicted? Do you want to lose this house? So that's where that kind of came from. But I feel like before that, I think there was a lot too much that I maybe not read into, but too much. I think I had to piggyback off of your attitude.
Yeah.
Because
we were both hustling and we were both in the same grind.
Trench. Yeah, we're in the same trenches.
And so, yeah. And
it was awesome because like I'd be like, hey, here's a check. Yeah. And then you're like, check this check out. And I go, all right, respect.
Respect.
Yeah. But would you at any moment did you feel like oh, it's kind of nice that you play such a vital role in our family that the mood changes when you're not?
Me?
Yeah.
I do. And I think that's why it didn't affect me for so long because I'm like, I feel like they're counting on me, which makes me feel very important.
Yeah.
But things did change a ton when I was pregnant because I had zero energy and zero motivation. And it was just such a different feeling than I'm used to. Mm-hmm. It was just hard all around. So I feel like that's when I was like, why do I have to be like the one that's lifting everybody up and making sure everybody's in a good mood? Because I just feel like crap right today, and I don't want to. I don't want to be in a good mood. Things like that. And so, and I said this before, I just didn't feel like myself. And so a lot of it was, that's when I kind of got into the headspace of, okay, why are they all counting on me? Why can't Alex be the one like lifting everybody up?
Because I can't juggle.
Can't juggle. Only I can.
No, those are real. I think I think that was probably one of the most difficult parts of pregnancy this time around.
Yeah, that was a struggle, man.
That energy level, especially because the first
I've
couple
never
of times,
had a pregnancy like that where my energy was so low and my drive, motivation, everything was just almost like non-existent.
Yeah.
But I do feel it's like slowly coming back after, now that she's here and I'm not pregnant.
That's nice.
Rough.
Good to have you back.
Good to be back. Thank you so much for saying that. Good to be back.
Yeah. Let's see here. What I would change about you.
Oh, okay.
All right. Let's see here. Can they do like calf extension surgery? No? Kidding.
So you want me to be 6 inches taller?
I'm just kidding. No, but seriously, the growth plate. How's your growth plate on your knees? I don't. I see. I never even get. I just thought this might be a good question to ask.
I mean, I gave mine, so you have to think
show
of
me
one.
yours. I show you mine. Okay.
But if you make me cry in this podcast,
really,
we're stopping it.
We're stopping it 3 episodes into it. Okay. So what would I change about you?
Well, I don't like that word because
improve.
Well,
oh yeah, that's true. That's a pretty nasty word when you go.
Yeah,
like, I don't like
that phrase because I feel like a lot of people say that and it's like, ugh.
How would you be my ideal spouse? I would change this thing.
But to me, it's more like, what are some things that have been a challenge? Maybe that's a better way to put it. Because we all go through that, and that's why I say it's been better because it was a season, right? And for us, there's been seasons of different challenges. So what's been a challenge? Let's take away pregnancy. Yeah. Or you could say during pregnancy. I'll give you it.
No, it's not fair to put pregnancy on it because I think we just wrap up 8 years. Like, I think we're not looking back on the last year. I think we're just going to
all of it.
Sum it all up together. Yeah. And maybe some of it will be from the last year or two. Let's see. But challenge. I think to me, this goes back to OCD-ness, right? Because you know me, like ever since Jack was even our first and only kid and a baby, I would walk around like after he goes down, pick up all the toys and stuff like because like cleanliness and organization makes me feel comfortable, you know. And I think it's for a lot of people, but for me, it's like
it turns you on.
Well, it turns me on. You know, a clean floor with no crumbs on it gets me hard. That should be a soundbite.
That should. And
yeah, Kyle, quote, can we make this a soundbite?
We should put that on shirts.
Yeah. Cleanliness makes me hard. Our first line of merch. I think with the chaos of a multi-child family it becomes more of a struggle or more of a struggle to kind of control my comfort in that. And people will always give you that, hey, don't chase comfort and blah, blah, blah. I get it. But, like, the natural chaos that comes with, like, okay, so 3 kids. Obviously, there's two kids that take care of themselves and then, like, a baby. Clearly, there's not enough, like, cleaning up. You know what I mean? Right. You can't keep up with all of it.
Right.
And
as much as you do,
it's a natural
something.
Yeah, it's a natural progression. But, like, I don't know. Like
is that so? That's something you struggled with. Is the house
being tidy? Yeah, and but like I would wake up every morning and I would make the pillows nice on the couch, right? Like I get my coffee because seeing what the boys did. What's up?
But
yeah,
I woke up before you Saturday, and
they were not nice, huh?
No,
did you?
No, not that. But we always have this rule, unspoken rules. Whoever wakes up last makes the bed.
Oh, we did, didn't we?
You have really dropped the ball on that one.
No, you're right. You know, I'll give you that.
Thank you. I'm going to receive it gladly.
Receive it. I have a word for you
I want you, because I've been doing the bed probably for the last, like,
Yeah.
6 months to a year.
Absolutely.
Okay, I'll say 6 months.
6 months. But in my defense, the bed situation, first of all, I wake up at 5. This is before Harper was born. But like now, like, I can't wake up at 5 because I have to. I feed her. I feed her. And
I feed her too. We both feed her once.
Yeah.
She wakes up twice a night ish.
No, and we both twice a night. At least 2 to 3 times.
Well, I'm saying ish, more. Yeah, okay, sure. Twice a night or more.
Right.
And we always take turns. So I'll get up usually first with her, like around 2, and then you'll get up with her around 5.
And then then I can't fall back asleep because then if she fusses or whatever, I can't. Or my mind starts working already. I can't fall back asleep, but I'm still too tired to get up.
And then you finally doze off. Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway. So my excuse has always been like so far because I've been on that like. Oh, I'm waking up before her. She's in bed anyways. Natural progression.
So obviously I would do the bed because I would wake up after you every single morning.
Right. But if in my defense, in the handful of times that I was doing the bed, you would go back and like correct the way I made the bed.
That's true.
I mean, we have, what was that, 2, 4, 6, 7 to 8 pillows on our bed. And 2 of which are only ones to sleep on, and the rest are decor.
2 you sleep on. Everything
and then like
else
3
makes
blankets,
it look pretty.
And like the way they're folded like paper origami. Like, I mean, I'll do it, but it's gonna be a prison style bed. like the thing tucked underneath the mattress.
I'll give it that to you.
But no, it's fair. No, it's fair. But like that's my thing is like
which I actually am on that same boat. I think it's been hard for me is to sometimes like the boys' room right now is a total chaotic mess.
See, the boys' room don't bother me because I feel like it's like a playroom. It's like a separate thing.
No, but their clothes is everywhere. That's what bothers me. It's one thing when it's toys, but like when their clothes is out and from their dressers, I'm just like, I can't. I need to. We need to figure this out.
Yeah. Or like seeing just natural, buildup of hard water on the glass of the shower or the grout in the shower that's like hasn't been cleaned. Like I'm legitimately and this is not me going like, hey, you need to be better at that because we're both taking care of the kids. We're both working from home. We're both here. We both cook. I mean, you make the main meals, but like I'll make the kids lunches or whatever. Yeah. Or breakfast. But it's so I totally see it as like a shared responsibility, but because how much it's bothering me, I'm almost going like, okay, I think we need to get a housekeeper or something like that.
Yeah,
or
we do.
Like somebody who can come in and like clean. I was like, or
because the amount, like,
would you be open to like a polyamorous relationship where like you have like you have a husband on the side, I have another wife on the side, just for cleaning,
picking up, organizing,
or taking the kids to like jiu-jitsu or something like that.
I like it.
Like I always tell you, man, these boys need a good stepdad.
Yeah.
To share that love.
Yeah, I mean, okay, but since we're on, what is it called? The truth train. On the record, in our 8 years of marriage, how many times have you cleaned a toilet?
Twice.
You remember?
Twice.
Me?
Once.
8,567 times, probably.
You're so brave.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how to respond to that. Yeah. But would you say a lot of?
Do you think you've lost ability?
I feel like I'd screw it up more if I tried to.
So you feel like you wouldn't be able to do it. Your arms would just be like, I don't know what to do.
You know how I would clean the toilet, and I think this is like truly like if we're gonna make a hack for this, and I know it's not stylistically appealing, but like or aesthetically appealing, if we were to right next to the toilet have a little stationary thing where you have a little Clorox sprayer bottle and then a set of gloves and like a brush and like a wipe
there's
down.
One literally 2 feet away in your cabinet.
Oh, but it's just basically in a different room. It's a different section of.
It's not even the same.
What do I?
It's basically downstairs.
I'm basically leaving the bathroom, the toilet area. And then now I'm like, my brain's going, do I need to wash my hands now or do I wash them later?
What do I do? I just gone poop.
And we also have a bidet now. Why would there be an issue with the bidet?
Oh, there is, apparently.
Oh, by the way, did you see the underneath part of that seat of the bidet?
Yeah, I washed it.
It made me go, where's this coming from?
I know.
Like, if I sit down and stand up to pee on a bidet, why would I?
Why is there pee? Yeah. And I sit down, so I'm so clean.
You do not. I've seen you stand.
Over the toilet with the legs on each side.
You're always like separate but equal. I'm like, all right.
If you're gonna do it, I'm gonna do it.
Whatever that means.
Women's rights.
Women's rights. It starts in the bathroom. Yeah. Wow. Did we just? Did
we just fight?
I feel like we did.
Wow. We just fought over a toilet.
So we're getting a house cleaner.
Yeah. I mean, yes. I'm gonna put it on record that you said it.
Oh, why did you? Because I was against a house cleaner a while ago.
Yeah, you were. But also
because we had no money back then. How about that?
No, my only issue with the house cleaner, I want one so badly, but I feel like I would clean my house before the house cleaner would come for the house cleaner because I can't have anybody come into my house and see how dirty it is.
Pee stains on the
So
toilet.
what's the point of having a house cleaner come when you're cleaning for the house cleaner?
So nobody's gonna be cleaning this bathroom.
But on the other side of it, I'm sure if I get used to a house cleaner coming, I'll just be like, yeah, go clean our disgusting bathroom. So I just have that issue, and it goes back to we talked about last or a few episodes ago about the people pleasing side of me. Is I don't want anybody thinking, oh my goodness, their house is so dirty and I have to come clean it. It's the dirtiest house in like 8 houses I've cleaned.
So okay, here's a theory. So from my understanding, not personal experience, but from my understanding, people who ordered themselves a hooker, okay. This is a great example of our 8 years of marriage, right?
Yes.
The consensus is the money's supposed to be left on the dresser, and that way there's no this awkward conversation the day after with a complete stranger and the nasty things you guys did, right? Like there's no like, you're not husband and wife. You're not going.
I'm really curious how you're gonna tie this into a housekeeper.
Well, hear me out. What if we set it up in a way where there's obviously you pay them monthly or per job, you send it in, whatever. But what if we did in a way where there's no contact?
Like we leave, they come clean.
Me, I don't care. Like I'll be like, hey, whoever the name is of the housekeeper, good luck today. Like I would say that, right?
Yeah.
But no, like or hey, I'm sorry. That's all I want to say.
Yeah. Hey, come in.
Los Betos burritos. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But no, I think what if like for you, what if we did in a way where like he or she would come clean, because I didn't want to be, sexist, to be like it's a female housekeeper,
yes.
right?
Could
Maybe
be
it's a male. It could be male.
Yes.
Come do it between the hours of 8 and 10 because Irina's out doing her whatever things, and then you never see them.
Yeah. I mean, I would leave anyway because I feel like if I were a house cleaner, I would be uncomfortable with somebody there, and so I feel like I would leave anyway. So I'd make sure it's a time where I'm not there.
Of course.
Or
yeah,
just leave for a couple hours. Yeah,
I would completely agree with that. So so would you be okay with that if you like? There's no contact. There's no.
Yes.
Okay. Wow, you're so excited about it.
Okay. Well, did you make an appointment for next
week? I don't know. I'm not in the industry. I don't know.
Find out.
Okay, so that'll take care of that problem. Okay.
Good. Look at us. We're like in marriage counseling right now. I feel like
we're counseling each other.
We're counseling ourselves.
This is interesting, huh?
You don't even need to pay a counselor
$100 an hour.
Yeah, or more.
We just counsel each other. We just be like, hey, listen. You need to do dirtier stuff in the bedroom. Hey, and you go get a housekeeper.
Yeah. We're even.
We
canceled each other
bada
out.
bing, bada boom. Nice. Okay. Well, this is nice. This is a nice way to celebrate 8 years of marriage.
I like it. Talking about. Did you like my Instagram stories?
The reels?
I found all the photos from each year.
What's your observation like behind all the progression?
We were really happy in every photo. That's what I think my observation is. And I remember the memory behind it. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, we're legitimately smiling and happy in every photo.
I would agree.
That's what I get from it. I'm like, this is awesome to see over the 8 years. I don't think back to like, oh, this was a hard year or this year was we were fighting or something. Like I don't remember anything like that.
That's encouraging.
Even with like, the time between Beckham being born and how hard that was during the second kid. Yeah, but like looking back on the photo that I posted, it was like I just remember being so happy. Yeah. And even going on that date night whenever for our anniversary and just being
I would agree. Now that you point that out, that's a great point. Like that, we still had that.
What was your observation?
Body language that I let myself go quick in the marriage.
Oh, you physically?
Saw. I let go myself physically quick. Like some of the pictures, like there's this one picture where it's like this is you being. So like we were like because we got pregnant with.
Which year
Jack.
was it that you?
Well, our first year we got pregnant with Jack, right?
Yeah.
So there's this. First of all, it's his wedding day. I'm skinny. You're skinny, right?
Yeah.
And then it jumps to like the first year. Within the first year, we got our first anniversary. We're pregnant with Jack. I was
8 months pregnant. Yeah.
With Jack. So and it's a picture of the maternity thing, right?
Yes.
And I look fine, right? And then third year, we're in San Diego, I think. And second year in San Diego, and I fluffed up quick.
In that second year?
And I was going to do like the first year, I was going to put a line like she's pregnant, and then the second picture would be like, and now it's my turn.
That's funny. And then I was pregnant.
Right. No.
That's funny because I didn't even notice that.
Yes.
You know what I noticed is like the facial hair progression.
Yeah.
That's what I noticed.
Yeah, that's
like,
true.
Oh, like sometimes you have like a mustache.
The baby face also went away.
Yeah.
I feel like if you could say this about somebody who's past puberty, you say they filled in or progressed. Yeah. Or
that was you with your facial hair.
I just feel like I looked less of a baby.
But you know what? I feel like you somehow over time even got better looking to me. Like when I look at the photos, I'm like, somehow you progressed to be even more attractive.
Well, thank you about that. That's nice of you.
You're
but
welcome.
you kind of
I feel like I look the same.
You look this, but no, you equally pretty. Like that's what I mean. Like there's just like you see, just got married, right? Which a typical 23 or 23-year-old would look, right? And then you go to like pregnancy, classic what pregnancy would look, and then right after that, like the second year, you're like back to your old self again, and then after that, boom, Beckham, and then you're back to your old self, and I was like, geez, this girl, like. Just her body just knows how to be there, you know, and like with me, it was
hard work.
I had to figure. I was like, oh, this is when I ate Buffalo Wild Wings. Oh, this is the season I still drank beer. Like, oh, this is the, you know, it's like
you kind of remember looking back.
Well, I do
those seasons, yeah.
Yeah, but then you also see the progression of your hair growth. You're like, oh man, you know, like fine, my face has better wrinkles on it now, but I have less hair.
Yeah,
but.
Were you wearing hats in any of the pictures? I don't think so.
There's only one, and that's like our 6th year. I think we're by the river hugging.
Oh yes, yeah. Jack took that picture.
Yeah,
that was fun to look back and
it was cool.
Find those pictures because
every
photo was I was like, I remember this. We were really happy with every picture, and so
yeah. And I think we're still happy.
8 years, yeah. Still got it.
Still got it. Cheers to 8 years.
Years, love it.
Let's do another 8, and then we'll call it good after that. Okay.
Yeah, at least another good 8 years. Let's do that.
Yeah, and then we could start eating at the Golden Corral and have
using our walkers,
bitterness towards each other. All right, Mrs. M. I think it's been a great anniversary podcast. Yeah. I'm glad we did it, though. It was a little back to back from our last podcast. I am glad we did it because it kind of puts on it's like you have a captain's log of this. Like you have an official
Yes, like us talking about our life in the last 8 years. We never talked about how we met though. Maybe we'll have to save that for another one.
Well, our next podcast is going to be with John Malecki. So that'll be a great one.
You will love it. Real love how we met.
We'll share a story of how Irina and I met and then how we met John Malecki.
And then how you guys met, and then how we met.
Yeah. And then we'll let you guys decide which story is better.
Yes. A, B, or C.
All right, folks. Thanks so much for sticking around, watching, and listening to another podcast. Make sure you subscribe. That way you'll be notified every time we put out one of these out. And share with your friends if you guys like it. Enjoy some of our other stuff.
Listening.
Yeah, and if you're still on the fence about us, give it another listen. See if another episode will.
Just give it the 5. The 5.
Give the old college try.
Yeah.
Yeah. The 5 what? Sleep with 5 girls and see if you're into them.
The 5.
What is the 5 rule?
No, there's no 5 rule. I mean the 5 podcasts.
Oh yeah.
We'll release.
Yeah. That's true. Give it the old. Give it the 5 fingers of.
It'd be nice.
It'd be nice, yeah.
Because you know I cry sometimes. So
yeah, if this podcast doesn't make it, you're gonna make.
If you listen to the first one, you'll know you cannot be mean.
Yeah, I'm good with rejection. She's not.
I'm not.
All right, folks. Love you. Bye.
Bye.